Good afternoon, Year 5s, and welcome to your computer lesson. I know many of you have been having loads of fun using the Scratch program, and today is all about evaluating our work. So our learning objective today is going to be to evaluate, and that is meaning to think about what we've done over the last couple of weeks with our computer program and how we have created our Scratch game and what we can do to really think about what can we do to improve or improve it, or what things did we really find very useful and helpful. So things that we're going to be looking at are identifying the key aspects of the game, to self-evaluate the effectiveness, how effective was your sprite from start to finish, and if you could please share it with somebody that's perhaps in your household and they could play the game and provide feedback for you. Right, so here is your just checking. You can answer these questions on Teams. I've put up a quiz for you and you can then have a look at your just checking and answer those questions for me, and then we will mark them later on in the week. So have a go at thinking about those, and you can pause the video now and you can go and log onto Teams and answer your just checking. Right, so we're going to be looking at how effective our maze is. And before we start, we're going to do our little starter. So again, your touch typing. As I've said before, you're welcome to do this at the end of your lesson. So you can finish all of this now and then go back and you can then do your touch typing, which is on Dance Mat on BBC. So if you just type that in, it'll come up and you can do some touch typing to get your fingers nice and warm and start practicing how effective it is to actually be able to type quickly. So if you need to pause the video now because you'd like to do this now, you can do that and then come back to the video. Right, so just our key vocab that we've been looking at over the last couple of weeks is our coding, is making sure that we're putting instructions into place for the computer to follow. Our forever loop, which means that it can continuously carry on to play. To sequence is also, again, making the instructions in a set order to follow. An algorithm is also just following those instructions, and to debug means that if there's a problem, I can come back to it and try and figure it out and then fix it. So last week we finished our maze game, and we're going to quickly test it out to make sure it's still working, and then we're going to give it to maybe somebody in our house to play and then see if they can do your game and see how effective your maze was. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to share my Scratch game with you here. So I've already logged in. Remember, you do need permission from your parents to have created this account, but once you have, you can then have saved your projects and you can come back to them each time. So here's all my coding. I've given my sprite instructions, okay? And let's see if I move my sprites through the maze. And ta-da, congratulations, you have won. And I'm quite happy with my game. So I'm going to click the green little flag so that she can start from the beginning and then she can work her way down to the end to work for the maze. So now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be giving your program now to a friend or a family member to complete, and you can then have a bit of fun with it and see how much they enjoy it. And then I just go back to my other screen. You are then going to self-assess the effectiveness of your game, okay? So then you're going to go and think about what could you have done to make it different? What could you have done, what really worked in your game? And that is all on Teams as well for you to complete. So when you are thinking about self-assessing, you need to think about some of these ideas. Does your game have a theme? Now, if you want to add things to your game, you can go into that background icon and you can go and add in some background colors. Just a reminder about the lines. If you've used black, then you mustn't use black in your background because otherwise your sprite might think that that's where it needs to go. So have you got maybe a theme to yours? Is there any sort of your character? Would you change your character? Do you need to make it maybe bigger or smaller? Is it too big so it can't get through the gaps, or is it too small that we can barely see it? Or maybe the lines that you created for your maze are too small as well, so it's very small and maybe you need to make those lines a bit bigger. Is it very easy to use? So can your family member or somebody in your household, can they be able to move around the maze easily? And did they win the game? Okay, remember that is the whole point of creating a game, is to have a purpose of it. So did they actually win? And did they have fun? Most importantly, when we're playing games, is that we have fun. So have a go giving this to somebody to try out, and then they can give you feedback after the game. And then you're going to go onto Teams and you're going to complete these questions. So what do you think went well based on the feedback from your family members? So what did they enjoy about the game? And what could be even better, okay, to improve this next time? So what could you do to make this even better for the future? Maybe you wanted to make yours a bit more complicated. For example, mine was quite easy. So maybe my challenge would be to make my little maze a bit more complicated for my sprite to move through. So remember, you're welcome to play around. You're welcome to have a go at creating a new maze, perhaps in the half term even, and have a go at exploring that. And I will upload all the videos to the computer's file so that if you need to go back and look at them from the beginning, you can have access to them. So I know we've removed some of them from YouTube. So if you need, you can go back to the files tab at the top of the page in Teams, and you can then find the video and I will upload it for you there. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you back tomorrow.